I'm going to give a couple things KOG should change to make this game much better. I'm going to divide this into aesthetic direction and ideas. So right now the game is using a bunch of assets from the alpha in incorrect ways, and it makes no sense. So this lobby, first of all, makes no sense. In the past, in the alpha, the lobby used to be up in the sky. Now they decided to surround it with a bunch of trees, and while it looks pretty, it lowers a lot of frame rate, and it looks messy. It should not be that way. It was much cleaner before. They should definitely revert to the old lobby. Maybe this is like a season thing. It should still use the old lobby. This trading thing needs to go back to being the mission board, or the mission map, because this is a PvP game. The main focus here should not be this incredibly stupid trading spot, which no one even buys from. You should put the trading thing right here, and remove the CP shop. In general, the PvE should be reworked in a different way, but you can put the CP shop and the marketplace together. And in general, change this up. This looks really bad. It looks really messy. It doesn't fit all the chests and stuff. It just aesthetically looks wrong. There's a bunch of unused rooms like the library and this gates thing. I don't know what this is. These three items should be, or these three stations rather, should be put together in one and put in the library, or all of them should be put in the library. There should be a spawn location for players, meaning that there shouldn't be any clutter around. All of that should go up there, or there should be hotkeys. If you have a hotkey for the kurtzpel point shop, you should probably prioritize on other hotkeys, not a money grabber hotkey. So in general, that pretty much sums up the lobby. To give purpose to these rooms, I still don't know what they're doing with this. There should be different incentives to play PvE other than just waste your time. For instance, trying to get the highest time in a map, aka PvE rankings, a PvE leaderboard. You could put the PvE leaderboard right here. You can move the swing and put the PvP leaderboard in like a room over there, and then move the swing into a different location. This could be something else, but it should not just have one leaderboard for PvP. There should be an incentive to play PvE. I heard that PvE was incredibly popular in Asia, so they should have a leaderboard for sure. The PvP leaderboard is a complete mess right now. There's no incentive at all to go for the highest rank. In general, the reason people are struggling, or KOG rather, is struggling with creating good ranks is because they're using MMR. They should just revert to ELO. ELO is much better, and it gives people an incentive to go for the highest ELO ever, which that kind of exists right now, but at the same time people don't really feel like doing that. People just kind of want to get to ring chi and get the reward, which is pretty no bueno. Shouldn't be that way. What else? Yes, the lobby music has to be changed back to the old lobby music. This cursor has to be changed back to the circle alpha cursor, because this looks terrible. I don't know why they made so many terrible aesthetic changes. This thing is cool that they at least kept it in. Nothing should be around it though. This looks very bad. It looks like clutter. It should be removed. My final point for the lobbies is that all of the NPCs should be removed. This is a PvP game, and it's single player and multiplayer. aka it's solo, you are ranking up your stats, and it's multiplayer, you are with other players. So the only people in the lobby should be the players. The NPCs cause clutter, they don't fit in, they don't belong. Instead they just should have their own hotkeys. Click clicking Q should open up all of them, or all of the ones you register. And this looks completely fine. I think this looks great. But the NPCs should not be here. It's a mess. It doesn't make sense. This needs to be fixed too. In the past, in the training grounds, there used to be a golem called Talem or something. It made more sense than a random person here that you just beat up. In general, I think that this should be completely changed. She should go. Talem should come back and have 2 different modes, which you can set to. You can set the modes to a Slayer or a Breaker. And if you set to Breaker, they have the same Breaker situation. If you set to Slayer, they have the Slayer situation. And in general, it's going to be much better that way. It's going to make sense, and the story is going to look aesthetically blazing for sure. Apart from that, no issue. I don't care to complain about the combat mechanics because I'm personally not as experienced in that. I have not played this game in 2 years, and a lot has changed, so I'm going to keep silent about my opinions on the combat. In general, if you want to have a high quality product, you have to have a direction you're going in, and things need to be tied together. If they don't tie together, and if there's no complete direction that you're going in, you end up with this literal mess. You end up with a throwaway game. And the problem here is that this game should not be a throwaway game. This game has a lot of potential. This game could be really good. Now I'm going to be talking about the PvE. I know I probably didn't mention this in the beginning, but in terms of PvE, I think this is terrible. The levels are incredibly lazy, and people are going to be okay with it. But of course, if you show them something that's higher quality, they're going to enjoy that much more. I don't think it's time to make a throwaway game when you have something like kurtzpel developed. You should definitely make a high quality game. In terms of high quality dungeons, look at Genshin. If you have the balls to create lobby music that just copies Genshin Impact's audio style, then whatever. But, I don't know, this looks different. This sounds, like the older lobby music. No way, it doesn't. Or does it? I don't know, it's weird. I feel like in the past it used to sound a little bit different. It used to sound like, it used to have a different melody to it. Yeah, I don't like this lobby music, but I remember I was listening to the lobby music at one point, and it sounded like, Genshin Impact music, and that's just terrible, but the dungeons are also terrible, so you can definitely take from Genshin Impact to fix the dungeons. If you don't want to do that, and you want to keep making really shitty dungeons, which take probably 30 seconds to make, instead of 5, you should have 24. 24 per region, and at the very end, at the 25th, should be a boss. And the boss should be just like the old alpha bosses. They should not be bosses that you can kill in 3 hits. That makes the game underwhelming, makes it not interesting, and there's no incentive to play PvE. You should have a really strong PvP and PvE foundation, and the way to do that is to have ruthless bosses. In general, people do not like the conquest or the single player in Overwatch. Because the campaign rather, because it's just boring. They don't shoot at you, they just stand still. Here it's the same situation. The only thing that does damage is the ghost thing in this level, which becomes like a normal monster. That thing does damage, that's it. Every region should finish up with a boss. and they should have a bunch of mini quests in the middle. There used to be a story in the alpha version. There's no story now. That story should come back because it was interesting, but if you don't want to do that, that's fine, because it's much cleaner that way without a story. But you should not have bosses that are incredibly underwhelming. That makes the game not fun. In fact, if you want to do a PvE leaderboard, you could do it for how fast someone clears a region, not just each of these levels. That would make people play PvE for fun and competitive. All of these assets must be reverted back to their old alpha states. This should be the mission map, 100%. This is a PvP game. You should choose, or a PvP and PvE game. You should choose your missions in the biggest section in the lobby. You should not just trade there. It looks terrible. You should definitely bring back the ability to return items to your Steam inventory. Having an economy in the marketplace is good. That's how CSGO works, that's how a lot of games work. A lot of people will make money, of course, but you will also make money in the long run. And the final point is this game should be pay to play. There's a lot of pay to win bullshit, like with Awakenings. Like you can spend $10 to unlock the armor pretty much, and that's ridiculous. You should not need to do that. You should buy the game and have everything unlocked. Imagine you're playing CSGO and you have to pay money to unlock the op. What type of competitive game is that? It's not a competitive game. It's ridiculous and it's stupid and it's just awful. You should not have to do that. All of the characters, like in Overwatch, are automatically included with when you buy the game. This game should cost $15. If it costs $15, people will buy it, people will play it, the game will be high quality if you do everything I say in terms of changing the direction the game is going in, and that's going to be a wrap. You're going to have a high quality game which reached its potential, and all you need to work on at that point is the PvP. And this isn't even that hard to do, it's just time consuming and takes effort. In fact, if I was hired at KOG, I would do this. But I'm not hired at KOG, so I'm not going to do that. But I don't want them to destroy a game with such high potential. That's it from me. Everything else I'm okay with. Just a couple things you could do is take a look at OC skills and take different ideas from there. The website, I mean. That could make a unique ranking type thing for the game. You'll see what I mean if you take a look at OC skills. You can also create a connection between tournaments and just moderators and ranks. For instance, if you win a CTF tournament, you have a CTF rank in your tag up here. Or if you're a moderator, you have a moderator rank or tag, I guess. You could farm tags, which will give people an incentive to go and either, if you're a translator, you have the translator tag, or if you're a CTF winner, you get a CTF tag, or a CTF champion tag. This is how lots of competitive games worked in the past, and it was very, very good. It gave people recognition, and people really wanted to get those titles. It's the same thing as badges in OSU, or stuff like that. It's very necessary for competitive top players. The game is also incredibly easy right now, in terms of PvE. If you look at my golem video, it took me like 7 minutes to kill the boss. I got low a lot, but I was never like sweating to the point where it was like incredibly difficult. But right now, I can kill all these bosses in 3 shots. So that should be fixed. You should create the bosses just like they were in the alpha, and have each of these mini bosses with so much potential, not wasted in like a mini level, but in their own section, as the 25th or 10th or something boss of each region. And the boss should not be killed in a couple hits. It should be a long fight. It should be so much of a fight that you should be, you can do it by yourself, but it should be also fun if you fight the boss with another player. So that's about it. That's really all I have to say. Thanks for watching, hope this reaches KOG, and I'll see you later. Bye.